Hello. Well, earlier on I showed you how to divide herbaceous perennials. I also revealed the secret shame that is my volleyball trainers, which I genuinely don't garden in, but apparently I do now. And in shock and horror, my wife has now disappeared, and we now have my son Dylan on camera. Hello, Dylan.
Hi.
Right, okay, so I'm going to show you another technique. Layering. Now, layering is something that is applicable for woody plants, so shrubs. This is a willow, a lovely willow, Salix alba britsensis, which has these magnificent, colourful stems. Look at that. But this is the time of year when you have to cut these stems down, in this case to a kind of leg-like structure, and so that it can produce those colourful stems for the following year. So there's two techniques that you can do to propagate these. First one, layering. Very simple. Dylan, you might need to come in a little bit for this. Just come in a bit closer, just walk in. And on the back of the stem here, I'm going to take my lovely sharp knife and I'm just going to scrape away a little bit of bark, like that. Not too much, you're just revealing a little bit of the xylem and phloem. Cut that away. And then I'm going to push that down on the ground. Put soil over it. You can do this with compost as well, if your soil isn't too good. My soil, I have to say, is rather splendid here. A little loop of wire, like that. Down. And then the loop of wire, which can just be a bit of coat hanger, if you've got a bit of coat hanger. Push that on. A couple of those. Soil over the top. That will start rooting in no time at all. I mean, it really is quite incredible, especially with something like willow, which is quite vigorous. But you can also do these with things like this technique with cornus, camellia. There's a whole range of plants, Philadelphus, Forsythia, all sorts of plants that will actually layer naturally. You can do this technique. Now, just come back to these stems for a minute, these lovely stems that I've cut off. Willow famously will strike as cuttings, you know, just by sticking it in the ground. Boop. But if you've got willow stems like this, you can also pop them in a pot. Here's one I did last year, still haven't managed to plant it. I mean, look at the root growth on that. It'll really fly away very, very quickly. And you really can just stick them in the ground. So there you go, more plants for free. And we'll come back to some more plants for free. We'll come back for some more plants for free later on with some seed sowing and some other bits and pieces. And don't forget, you know, leave comments and stuff below, and I'll try and do as many of these as I can. Toodle pip.
Bye.